We begin with clear signs that America's COVID recovery is slipping away because of the Delta variant and those who still refuse to get vaccinated. The U.S. recorded more than 194,000 new cases in a single day Friday, the most since late January. Missouri is among the hardest hit states, especially in areas with low vaccination rates. Hospitalizations in the state have jumped 168% in the past 2 months. And behind those numbers are many people regretting their vaccine decisions. Mireya Villarreal is in Osage Beach, Missouri. Mireya, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. Lake of the Ozarks is a popular tourist destination. It is a hotspot. It brings in more than 5 million people a year, but it has also become a COVID hotspot. And even now, as vaccines are becoming politicized, I spoke with a lot of healthcare workers recently, and they are saying right now the biggest challenge they are facing is a lot of misinformation.
Love you.
I love you.
Billy Baker and her son Brody have spent 17 days outside this Missouri ICU where Brody's father Daryl is battling COVID and is unable to have visitors. The 31-year-old was originally given a 20% chance of survival, and 10 of his relatives tested positive for the virus.
I was strongly against getting the vaccine just because we're a strong conservative family, but that little boy out there is a reason to have a vaccine.
Just over 40% of Missourians are fully vaccinated. The state's daily death rate more than tripled in the past 2 weeks. At Lake Regional Health System Chief Medical Officer Dr. Harbach Senga says they're fighting their fourth surge.
The ICU is busier than it ever has been. 40% of our inpatient census is COVID.
What does that do to your staff?
We're struggling. It's demoralizing, basically, to see that level of sickness and those many deaths.
Last week, they tied their highest number of COVID patients since November of 2020. Roughly half of July's patients were under the age of 59, nearly all unvaccinated. Around town, crowded venues are welcoming guests in droves. The area attracted scrutiny during the early surges of the pandemic for drawing large crowds of visitors with few masks in sight. And now, a year later, many here resist getting vaccinated.
Wouldn't wish this on anyone.
Outside the hospital, Natalie, who didn't want to share her last name, camps under a tent for more than 8 hours a day. On one side of the window are messages of love and support. On the other side is her 71-year-old mother on a ventilator.
You just feel guilt.
Over what?
That you didn't do more, didn't know more. I respect people's wishes about the vaccine and about wearing masks. I just ask you to give grace to people who disagree with you.
When I asked Natalie if she had gotten the vaccine, immediately she shut down. She wouldn't tell us if her mother had been vaccinated either. That is how polarizing that question has become in this part of the country. Not far from here in St. Louis, one of the biggest health systems right now is also reporting a record number of cases and also a record number of deaths. Gayle?
Mireya, thank you. It's a hot potato question no matter where you are in the country. Thank you very much.